we have in the studio the man that I call Mystery Man. Max is coming out because this matter, like, what's his name now? Was it Daily Giwada said that a man that is facing an assassin does not look at the mud on his shirt or the tear on his trouser. We have Mr. Ekpo, the director of Crude Surveys, Crude Formations and Surveys Limited. I will get that corrected later because what I'm using is blood. Mr. Ekpo, you are welcome to Open Forum with Citizen MKO.
Thank you, MKO.
Thank you for your understanding.
And good morning to the good people of Akwa Ibom State and our listeners.
Thank you. You are welcome. Next to him, we have a man who is a consultant, Mr. Ubum Effiong, and he is a consultant that has so much to do with remote sensing, geoinformation remote sensing, and GIS consultant, associate member of the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, and is a member of the African Association of Remote Sensing of the Environment. You're welcome, consultant.
Thank you.
Sorry, we are going to share mic. Yeah. Now let's get back to our mystery man, Mr. Ekpo. I want to start from you. You have followed conversation so far. Crude Formations and Surveys Limited. Sorry, we are trying to make sure our equipment respond. Your organization, Crude Formation and Surveys Limited, you've made a rejoinder to what the Cross River State government have said officially. And I want to be very fast about this. And you said here, the call from Cross River State spokesman, Honorable Cletus Obun, for the matter of the 76 oil wells of Akwa Ibom State to be placed on a roundtable of solutions. The abstracts are, by these submissions, Honorable Obun is calling on everybody to come to his roundtable to hear that, one, Akwa Ibom State already has 1,000 oil wells, while Cross River State has none. Two, that the 76 oil wells matter, which the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Akwa Ibom State in 2012, are not even enough to heal the Cross River State from ill health of oil wells kwashiorkor. Three, that it is not enough to call Cross River State a state by name while sitting on the Cross River without any benefit from from the rivers or the sea, even though the land is legally, fundamentally, and politically landlocked by geographical descriptions and orientation based on the 1913 Anglo-German Agreement and treaties. We'll come to that. Four, the call to the political roundtable solutions is therefore only to cast away carelessly the 1913 Anglo-German Agreements and treaties of ancient landmarks which the Almighty God has said no one should remove. Five, this call is for people to come and hear what other people had promised Honorable Obun. The President of Nigeria, President Tinubu, had promised. Former President Obasanjo had promised. Senator Akpabio, and now the President of the Senate had also promised. So it is all about promises, promises, and promises unlimited that we will hear from Honorable Obun on the roundtable of solutions. Six, yet Honorable Obun will not see any promises in the Supreme Court ruling of 2012. Seven, are there no promises in the Anglo-German 1913 treaties, agreements, and rules establishing and demarcating these regions to mark and ensure peace and tranquility of lives and properties intelligently well packaged on those regions and the existing agreement and treaties in favor of Akwa Ibom State and any other state? The sea surveyors went to the sea and conducted, that is number 8, conducted the sea surveys expedition. Authorized by who? And to whom were the reports submitted? Was that just enough to come out from the sea survey and claim political right and begging around for promises as solutions? 9, almost all survey works and executions are always solely and primarily directed towards the peaceful coexistence of people and honorable societies, which such achievement may not be derived from any roundy political tables of solution. 10, as the last, not the least. We are therefore very sure that Cross River State knows that in the honorable court of law in our nation, there are better tables which can provide better judgment, better solutions, much more than 1,000 political roundy tables and begging around to subvert justice and the right and peace of Akwa Ibom State people in this case. On our part, we are calling on everyone to give peace a chance, doing the right things to let peace reign freely, quite absolutely, in these regions of our nation. And guess who has signed this? Surveyor Eyo Ekpenyong Esim, Project Management and Programming, former Surveyor General of Akwa Ibom State, retired, for Crude Formations and Survey Limited. You have heard the rejoinder by Crude Formations and Surveys Limited, and we have the director here. And I want to start with him. Going by this rejoinder, sir, you've mentioned something called 1913 Anglo-German Agreements and Treaties. What is that about?
Thank you, Kuvi.
Yeah, please speak to the mic and let's be a bit audible because of our listeners and viewers. Yes, sir.
The 1913 treaties was the agreement signed between German and British that colonized Cameroon and Nigeria. That treaties was based on the protectorate of the territories during those colonialism. And the treaties enlisted so many things before the boundary demarcation was done by the British and German.
So how does that affect this issue of Bakassi Peninsula and 76 oil wells, which is the matter on the front table? Let's go straight to that, sir.
Now, the 1913 treaty has affected as it has affected the 76 oil wells, is that the boundary that was between the Uyo province and Calabar province was originated by the British based on the treaties. That boundary from Ogbokong River down to Bakassi Peninsula was demarcated natural as it was by the water that traverses. That is the Cross River State. The Cross River waters.
Yes.
That traverses between Cross River and Akwa Ibom as the boundary.
Yes.
So nobody, even the National Boundary Commission, has no authority to shift that boundary from Ogbokong River.
Now, we are going to be very specific. Our time will not allow us the luxury to deal too long on some issues. We want to make it point blank. As we speak, are you aware that the former Attorney General, Barrister Manuel Wandaka, who was the Attorney General when these issues happened, in fact, he said he handed over on Nigeria's part, Bakassi to Cameroon. He has spoken about this, that they went to Cross River in the course of trying to do findings, trying to put things in order, that Cross River State government did not receive them at all for 5 days. And they came to Akwa Ibom and they met with the Akwa Ibom team. They went back and had a meeting that the consideration that they were going to have boundary commission headed by the then Vice President Jonathan was having to do with something about Sildat Akponkom River, not even the coastal issue. Who wants to take this? Would you want to take it or would you want to take it? Okay, let him take it. So looking at what Andwaka has said, and he has concluded that it is impossible to want to revisit a judgment that the Supreme Court has given its final ruling. Speak to that. Is it that the Akponkom River and the 24 villages seeded has given out that section of Akwa Ibom to Cross River? Is it official?
Not at all. Because there are laws that are involved before a boundary could be adjusted.
Yeah.
Based on the Nigerian Constitution. Now, there were laid down laws before that boundary was made by the British. Provisional Law of 1959. All the villages were all spelled out from Ogbokong River to Bakassi Peninsula.
Yes.
That was under Uyo province before before Southeast State
was
came
created.
into existence and Cross River
That's right.
to Akwa Ibom State.
Yes.
That boundary was already there.
So supposing that boundary has been shifted, I want to speak to a geophysical consultant. Please, what do you have to say about such development in case? Because we have heard that there are 2 oil wells that they have found to be in Cross River, and last week, our consultant, Mr. Ekpo, said those oil wells are likely in Akwa Ibom that the Cross River has also claimed now. And going by what Ondaka said, as an expert, what is your take on this? Briefly, sir.
Very quickly, we need to always remember that boundary delineation is guided by certain ideologies, and those ideologies have to be put in play when delineating these boundaries. There are pertinent questions we want to ask. When these things were being done, what reference was made to existing laws, edicts, and delineations as was under the provinces? Was there, what references was made to these existing laws that guide the arrangement of these territories naturally? The 1913 agreement had respect to the natural outlay of the land. That's one of the beautiful things about the 1913 agreement. There was a respect to the natural outlay of the land,
yes,
as indicated by the Okpokon River,
yes,
which takes that delineation all the way to Bakassi. There was respect for the existing natural outlay of the land.
Absolutely.
Now, this is what we are asking, that no matter whatever the boundary delineations, we want to see the incorporation of ancient landmarks, existing references.
That's right.
International laws that have existed and shown the process which ought to guide.
So now, if we are just thinking aloud, because several years ago, I think it was under Governor Abe or so, Akwa Ibom State government put up the insignia of AK at Oponkom River. They used dynamite to blow it up. And as we speak now, some persons are considering part of Akwa Ibom to have been ceded. Was it done through political solution? Our consultant, Mr. Ekpo, you take that. And what would you recommend to government? Very briefly, sir.
The problem lies on the National Boundary Commission. They are the architects of these problems. They have no authority to adjust a boundary, leaving the laws that were guided those boundaries.
And without respect to the communities.
And without respect to the communities. How can you move a boundary from a village where people were not born? How do you expect them to acclimatize with the environment?
No referendum.
Without referendum, asking those people if they want to belong to Cross River State, without going reference into those provisional laws.
What is your advice to the Akwa Ibom State government on that?
Akwa Ibom State has a clean case on ground. I should advise Akwa Ibom not to pounce on Supreme Court judgment alone. We have many new facts that that I mentioned right from this moment.
Yes.
Which Akwa Ibom State is going to present. Akwa Ibom State has all the
available documents,
tools,
and facts
to forget the Supreme Court judgment. I'm talking authoritatively.
Yes, let
Akwa
us.
Ibom State equally has the document to forget judgment from the International Court of Justice. I'll come back to that.
No,
especially the implementation.
We won't have time on air to devote everything. We had said last week, I actually sent messages to government officials, top government officials, to please either listen or mandate their aides to monitor our program, because we have two persons in the house who are resource persons that you can never ignore. Anybody that does so at his or her peril. But unfortunately, if a king sins, the sin of the king is on the people. If a king fails, his failure is on the people. So we don't allow a king or a leader to fail. Even when it seems as if, what you're doing, this is not how we're supposed to do here and all of that, we will not allow it. Your Excellency, Pastor Omo Basieno, I beg of you, sir, you may wish to send a message. I will bring these two gentlemen. I have seen some of the documents, and one of the court documents is what I want him to talk about briefly, because we're going to open the phone lines. It does not matter whether they come on this program next week or not, or never come on this program over this matter again. We have done enough, and we are going to send a follow-up memo to His Excellency that the facts are there. Now, one of the issues we took up at the Open Forum Town Hall meeting in 2022 is now currently at the National Assembly. Can you just speak to it briefly? The Mbo Mangrove Swamp, as brief as in 2 minutes or less, because we want to open the phone line at least for 2 or 3 calls.
Mangrove Island was not part of Bakassi Peninsula that was ceded by the International Court of Justice to Cameroon. Cameroon did not file a suit of claim on Mangrove Islands. Therefore, the International Court of Justice did not grant them sovereignty.
So why is that fair? Is it that Cameroon is still in control of the Mbo Mangrove Island?
Exactly. That is the Cameroon are still controlling the Mangrove Island. That is why we have sent a motion to the National Assembly classifying it as illegal annexation of Ifianbo Mangrove Island by the Cameroon Republic with over 2,560 oil wells.
2,560 oil wells?
That belongs to Nigeria.
That belongs to Nigeria and belongs to Akwa Ibom State. That has been ignored by... Let me come.
Those oil wells...
Yeah, go ahead.
Is the 76 oil wells that Cameroon are just chipping to Akwa Ibom State. That 76 oil wells is part of the 2,560 oil wells that they held in their kitty. Now, who should have shared oil wells to the people?
Yes.
It's only Akwa Ibom State that can share oil wells to Cross River State. It's only Akwa Ibom State that can share oil wells to Cameroon.
Are you hearing this?
That is the problem caused by the National
here.
Boundary Commission.
Thank you very much. Like I've said, 1 hour, never enough. But even this 1 hour, we know what we are going through to keep this program going. And I want to say this, God forbid that it happens. The day you will not hear our voice, we will only be doing podcasts because nobody can silence us. But if you can hear this, and you are in power, and you don't need this idea. I once saw an administration that was allergic to ideas. This very administration is not allergic to ideas. We want to appeal to His Excellency. There's more about this. This was raised at the Open Forum Town Hall meeting by this same consultant. And by the grace of God, it's been taken up by the National Assembly. We want to open the phone lines because callers will not pardon us if we refuse to let them in. The numbers to call are 0803 085 7755. Or you call 0809 066 6909. Before the calls starts coming in, Mr. Obomefiong, it's like you were nodding your head when he talked about the Mbo Mangrove Island, yes, which was not ceded. It was not part of Bakassi Peninsula. Yeah. It was not ceded, yeah, but Nigerian government are not aware, but our team, let me say our team, because I'm part of the team, yes, have taken the matter to the National Assembly. Your short take on that.
Very quick one.
Yes.
I mean, how do you, the technical implementation of the ICJ court judgment is the issue. There is a difference between peninsula and island. Bakassi Peninsula is there. The Mbo Mangrove Islands is there. The confusion was brought in because of resource issues. The confusion was created because of resource issues.
And what do you mean?
Now, because Cameroon used the idea of peninsula to ascribe the Mangrove Islands, yes, as to annex it. So the idea, there are issues. That's why I said we need to revisit the technical implementation of 2002 ICJ judgment.
That's right.
Are we talking about Bakassi Peninsula or are we talking about Mbo Mangrove Islands?
You have heard that these are two different things, and oversight has caused Nigeria to lose revenues from 2,506 oil wells that are domiciled in Mbo Mangrove Island, which is part of Akwa Ibom State, and you are hearing that on radio. First, on Open Forum on Memories 96.5. Today is August 4, 2025. Maybe network is stopping callers from calling in, but we will not allow that. We have opened the phone lines. You can call in. You are very free to call in. If it's just one person, that will be enough. But then, people will be saying, how could we have gotten to National Assembly and we are not aware? After all, are we not very well informed, well-positioned persons? Tell the world, sir, Mr. Ekpo, what is the extent of the involvement of the National Assembly on this Mbo Mangrove Island?
The motion was processed and it was classified as a matter of urgent public importance. Ad hoc committee has been set up, but they have not yet started the investigation.
Yes.
There are about 9 senators are there to carry out the investigation on the matter. We would love the National Assembly to invite Director General of National Boundary Commission, indeed, on that matter We will love the National National Assembly to invite Attorney General and Minister of the Federation.
Okay.
Let them come and present. Let the NBC come and present Bakassi map that they have produced.
That's right.
We equally will present the actual map based on the legal laws.
That's right.
And our findings.
Yes, we have the maps.
Yes.
With references to the treaties,
Indeed.
from the former colonial treaties and everything. We don't want to present at the National Assembly ordinary.
No.
We are inviting the National Boundary Commission to be there.
With their map.
They are the custodian of the Nigerian
Absolutely.
territory under Section 20 of the Nigerian Constitution.
Okay, one other question.
No, they should come with Mangrove Island equally.
That's right.
That will separate the difference between Bakassi Peninsula and the Mangrove Island.
Akwa Ibom people.
The treaties did not lump two of them together.
Akwa Ibom people, Nigerians, this is a bold challenge on Open Forum, which is an NKO on Memories 96.5, that the National Assembly or the federal government, Mr. President, should be interested in this very matter. It's not just a National Assembly matter. Let the Director General, National Boundary Commission, and the Attorney General come to present the documents and the map they have concerning Bakassi Peninsula that was ceded and Mbo Mangrove Island, which was never ceded, and then to show if we are getting as Nigerians the revenues from there, or it's been administered. This is very important. That's why I keep re-echoing it. Unfortunately, our callers cannot call. Maybe the program is too hot for them to get in. We want to hear Mr. I like your surname so much. This Ubum. Call me Mr. Ubum.
Well, it's interesting to have this discourse today.
In 30 seconds.
Yes, and so we are. It is the same thing that position is what we are really hammering on. We have been able to, as a team, sit back to integrate information from various sources, from maps dating back to the 1913 through 1987 down to this moment. We have integrated all that information to show where resources ought to lie.
It is there, handy.
Yes.
Leave it there. Mr. Ekpo, let's have your parting shot so that I can sign out.
Well, I thank Open Forum for this opportunity for us to express and showcase to the Akwa Ibom what they have in stock.
It's the world, not the Akwa Ibom. It's to the world.
To the entire world, exactly. Because we have been trying to open this program to the government, but there was no way. So many people have been blocking us from presenting this program before His Excellency.
Nobody can block. Not again. With Open Forum, we are about people, issues, ideas, and solutions. And like we say, that wherever this flag is flown, we take care of our own. We are taking care of Akwa Ibom State. We are taking care of Cross River State. We are taking care of Nigeria. We are taking care of Oro people. We are taking care of Obolo people. We are taking care of Ibibe people, Anang people. We are taking care of Akwa Ibom people generally. We are non-partisan. And what we have brought to the table, it cannot be used by us. It is government. After God, it is government. This administration cannot be like an administration that was allergic to ideas. And some of us are in crisis, which we have refused to reflect upon our lives because very soon the world is going to hear certain things going on. The Yorubas have a saying that when an elder does not respect himself, he has only one eye. And that one eye is on his forehead. What does that mean? One will only be a monster not to respect ideas, not to be honest, not to have integrity. We have done this for humanity. And I remain Citizen Matthew Kofi O'Connor, MKO. If you want to support us, this is our phone number. We need this support. We need this support. 0802 757 7497. I sign out by saying that wherever this flag is flown, we take care of our own. And this is MKO. If I say yes, consider it done. Thank you.
Hold up.